Hello, wonderful Stoic friends. I'm so glad you're here today. Yes, we're diving into something profound. Those two words, emotional control. Sounds simple, right? But let's be honest, it's anything but. I know how challenging this is because controlling emotions isn't about knowing what's right. It's about recognizing what's happening inside us in real time. And that's the hard part. Often, we're too caught up to notice, and even when we do, finding the right advice is like searching for a needle in the haystack of internet wisdom. But today, I want to offer you something different. Not just theories or cliches, but wisdom from real people. People who lived, breathed, and faced the same chaos we do. These are individuals who didn't write for fame, likes, or clicks. They didn't churn out motivational quotes to sell books. No, they wrote for themselves. To practice, to reflect, and to live better. Their words weren't polished for the masses. They were raw, honest, and grounded in reality. And the best part? Those words have remained intact for you and me to discover, thousands of years later. Take this for example. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. That line from Seneca hits like a lightning bolt, doesn't it? Think about it. How often do we let our minds spiral, crafting scenarios that never actually happen? We build castles of fear, anxiety, and doubt, only to realize later that none of it was real. That's the beauty of Stoicism. It doesn't just point out the problem, it hands you the tools to fix it. So today we're tackling 7 signs that show when you're letting your emotions overwhelm you. But more importantly, we're exploring actionable lessons from Stoic philosophy to help you reclaim control. These aren't abstract ideas or fluff. They're practical, real, and tested by time. Thank you for being here, truly. I know your time is precious, and the fact that you've chosen to spend it with me means the world. Now, let's not waste another second. Let's get straight to the first sign, uncover the Stoic wisdom behind it, and start taking back control of your emotions today. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Sign 1, reacting impulsively. All right, my dear friend, let's be brutally honest here. Reacting impulsively is your emotional Achilles heel. It happens to all of us. Something triggers you, a rude comment, an unexpected setback, and before you even realize it, you're snapping back, sending a harsh text, or slamming a door. Sound familiar? Yeah, I've been there too. The problem isn't just that you react, it's that you react without thinking. And let's be real, 90% of the time, those knee-jerk reactions only make things worse. You can apologize later, but the damage is done. Your words sting, your actions leave a mess, and worst of all, you feel like you've lost control. But here's the truth you need to hear. You can stop this. You don't have to be ruled by every spark of frustration or anger that comes your way. You have the power to pause. And that pause, it's a game changer. Marcus Aurelius, the ultimate master of calm amidst chaos, said it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Did you catch that? Your power lies in your mind in that split second before you react. That's your moment of control. The Stoics weren't about suppressing emotions, they were about mastering them. They understood that a reaction is a choice, not a requirement. That pause between the trigger and your response is where your strength lives. Here's what I need you to do the next time you feel that impulse bubbling up. Pause. Stop whatever you're about to say or do and count to 5. Yes, literally count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It sounds simple, but trust me, it's a game changer. In those 5 seconds, ask yourself one question. Will this reaction help or hurt the situation? If it'll hurt, let it go. If it'll help, then proceed calmly. That's how you turn an impulsive reaction into a thoughtful response. Let me tell you why this is worth your effort. Mastering the pause isn't just about avoiding conflict, it's about reclaiming your power. When you react impulsively, you hand over control to your emotions. When you pause, you take that power back. You're no longer a puppet, you're the puppeteer. And here's the best part. The more you practice the pause, the stronger you become. You'll stop reacting to life and start responding to it with the clarity and confidence of a true Stoic. So, the next time you feel your temper flare or frustration rise, remember this. You are stronger than the moment. My dear friend, this is your wake-up call. Stop letting your emotions drive the car. Grab the wheel, hit the brakes, and steer your responses with purpose. You've got this. Now let's move to the next sign and keep building your emotional armor. Sign 2. overthinking everything. Let's talk about a sneaky little enemy that loves to live rent-free in your mind: overthinking. My dear friend, this one hits hard, doesn't it? You sit there replaying a conversation, analyzing every word, every pause, every facial expression like it's some kind of interrogation. Or maybe you're stuck, endlessly debating a decision until you're paralyzed with doubt and frustration. Sound familiar? Of course it does. Overthinking is the emotional equivalent of quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. The real problem with overthinking isn't just that it wastes your time and energy, it's that it turns problems into monsters. A simple situation spirals into endless what-ifs, and suddenly, you're drowning in scenarios that don't even exist. Worse yet, it stops you from taking action. And that, my friend, is the opposite of Stoic wisdom. Here's the deal. Stoicism is crystal clear on this. Stop obsessing over what's beyond your control. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, put it bluntly: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't control what someone thinks of you. You can't rewrite the past or predict the future with certainty. But you can control how much mental energy you waste on those things. Stoicism teaches you to divide your concerns into two categories: things you can control and things you can't. Your thoughts, actions, and attitude? That's all you. Everything else? Let it go. It's not worth your time or sanity. The two-column rule. Grab a piece of paper and split it into two columns. Label one, what I can control, and the other, what I can't control. Write down everything on your mind, then sort it into these columns. What lands in the can't control column? Cross it out. Yes, literally. Teach yourself to let go. Set a timer for decisions. Give yourself a deadline for making decisions. Whether it's 10 minutes or a day, commit to moving forward once the timer's up. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in making quicker, clearer choices. Ground yourself. When your thoughts spiral, focus on the present moment. Breathe deeply, notice your surroundings, and remind yourself, right now, I'm okay. Pull your mind out of the endless loop and into reality. Let me tell you why mastering this is a game changer. Overthinking robs you of your peace, your time, and your ability to act. When you stop overthinking, you start living. You free your mind to focus on what truly matters: your goals, your relationships, your growth. The Stoics didn't waste their lives in mental quicksand, and neither should you. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength is yours to claim." So, my dear friend, it's time to stop letting overthinking rule your life. Don't give your mental energy to things you can't control. Reclaim it, redirect it, and watch how your clarity and confidence grow. Remember, overthinking doesn't solve problems, it creates them. Let it go, focus on what matters, and keep moving forward. Now let's head to the next sign and keep building that unshakable Stoic mindset. You've got this. Sign 3, letting fear hold you back. All right, my friend, let's confront one of the most sneaky and paralyzing emotions we all deal with: fear. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That knot in your stomach, the overthinking that grips you before you even try, and the endless excuses your mind comes up with to avoid stepping outside your comfort zone. Fear whispers, you're not ready, or worse, you'll fail, so why bother? Sound familiar? Of course it does. Here's the brutal truth. Fear is a thief. It steals your time, your potential, and your dreams. It convinces you to settle for mediocrity because trying feels too risky. The job you didn't apply for, the passion project you kept delaying, the conversation you avoided, all because fear told you it wasn't worth it. But here's the thing, fear only has the power you give it. And Stoicism? It teaches you how to take that power back. The Stoics didn't ignore fear. They dissected it. Seneca said it best, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. That's the truth right there, isn't it? Most of what we fear never actually happens. We create these elaborate worst-case scenarios in our minds, but when we finally take the leap, we realize the monster wasn't even real. Stoicism teaches us to break fear down logically. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And if it does happen, can I handle it? 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes, you can handle it. Fear is often just uncertainty dressed up as a disaster. Once you strip it of its drama, it loses its grip on you. Let me give you a few steps to start tackling fear head-on. Visualize the worst-case scenario. Sit down and think, what's the absolute worst thing that could happen if I try this? Write it down. Then ask yourself, can I survive it? Most of the time, you'll realize it's not as bad as your mind is making it out to be. Take micro actions. Fear often feels overwhelming because we look at the big picture. Instead, break it down. Want to start a new business? Don't think about the entire plan. Just take one small step today. Reflect on past wins. Remember a time when you faced a fear and it worked out? Use that as proof that you can do it again. You've overcome before and you'll do it again. Here's why mastering this is critical. Fear isn't just an emotion, it's a barrier. It keeps you from the life you want, the person you want to be, and the opportunities that could change everything. When you face fear with logic and action, you reclaim your freedom. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Life is too short to let fear dictate your actions. So my friend, the next time fear whispers you can't, I want you to shout back, watch me. Stop letting fear hold you back from trying, from growing, from living. Break it down, face it, and prove to yourself that you're stronger than it is. Remember, the only thing worse than failing is never trying at all. Now, let's move on to the next sign and continue building the emotional strength you need to conquer anything. You're doing great. Let's keep going. Sign 4. Feeling overwhelmed by criticism. All right, my stoic friend, let's face it, criticism stings. Whether it's from a boss, a friend, or some random person on the internet, hearing that we're wrong, lacking, or not good enough can hit like a gut punch. You feel defensive, embarrassed, maybe even angry. And the worst part? You replay the criticism over and over in your head like it's a broken record. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. Here's the hard truth. Criticism only has as much power as you give it. If you let every negative comment dominate your thoughts, you'll never move forward. You'll become trapped, second-guessing everything you do, too afraid to take risks or embrace growth. But the Stoics? They had a completely different way of looking at criticism, a way that can set you free. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. I seek the truth." This is where the Stoic mindset shines. View criticism not as a personal attack, but as an opportunity to learn. Constructive criticism isn't about tearing you down, it's about helping you grow. The Stoics remind us that we are not our mistakes. A failure or a flaw isn't a reflection of your worth, it's simply feedback. When you can detach yourself emotionally from the words of others, you gain the power to evaluate criticism objectively. Is there truth in it? Great. Use it to improve. Is it just noise? Let it go and move on. Here's how you can start tackling criticism without letting it overwhelm you. The next time you hear criticism, don't react immediately. Take a breath and remind yourself, this is just feedback, not a verdict on my character. Separate the message from the delivery. Sometimes criticism is poorly delivered, harsh words, bad timing, or rude tone. Ignore the delivery and focus on the actual message. Is there value in what's being said? Ask yourself 2 questions. Is this criticism true? If yes, learn from it. Does this criticism come from someone I respect? If no, let it go. Not all feedback is worth your energy. Reframe it. Instead of thinking, I'm being attacked, tell yourself, I'm being given a chance to improve. That small shift in mindset makes all the difference. Criticism can be your greatest teacher if you let it. When you stop taking every critique personally, you free yourself to grow without fear of judgment. Remember, even the greatest minds and leaders faced criticism. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, dealt with endless scrutiny and challenges, but he never let it consume him. Instead, he used it to refine his thoughts and actions. Criticism doesn't define you, it refines you. When you embrace it with the right mindset, you transform it from an obstacle into an asset. So my friend, the next time someone criticizes you, don't let it shake your confidence. Pause, reflect, and take what's useful from their words. Let the rest slide off like water on stone. Remember, criticism is not your enemy, it's your guide. Use it to sharpen your skills, strengthen your mind, and grow into the person you're meant to be. Let's move on to the next sign and keep building this unshakable Stoic resilience. You're doing amazing. Keep at it. Sign 5. Letting anger drive your actions. Let's not sugarcoat it. Anger is a destructive force. It flares up quickly, blinds you to reason, and leaves a trail of regret in its wake. My friend, I know you've felt it. That heat rising in your chest, that urge to say or do something explosive. It's raw, it's powerful, and when left unchecked, it's dangerous. Whether it's a heated argument, a reckless decision, or a bitter grudge, letting anger dictate your actions never leads to anything good. Here's the truth you need to hear. Anger doesn't make you stronger, it makes you weaker. It clouds your judgment, steals your peace, and hands control over to the very thing you're angry about. But Stoicism, it offers a way to harness that fire without letting it burn you or anyone else down. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, put it bluntly, "Anger, an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured." Think about that. The more you let anger sit inside you, the more damage it does to your mind, your relationships, and your ability to act wisely. Stoicism teaches us that anger isn't something to indulge, it's something to master. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "How much more harmful are the consequences of anger than the circumstances that aroused it in us?" The key is recognizing that anger itself is often more destructive than whatever caused it. When you learn to pause and respond with calm instead of chaos, you take back control. Let's break down how you can start controlling your anger instead of letting it control you. Pause and breathe. The moment you feel anger rising, pause, take a deep breath, then another. Let that space between your trigger and your reaction widen. In that space, you'll find clarity. Ask yourself, what's the goal? Anger often pushes you toward a reaction, but is that reaction helping or hurting the situation? Before you act, ask yourself, what do I want to achieve here? Let your goal, not your anger, dictate your response. Redirect the energy. Anger is raw energy, and energy can be redirected. Go for a walk, hit the gym, or write it down. Find a healthy outlet to process the emotion without lashing out. Reframe the situation. When someone or something angers you, remind yourself, this moment is temporary, and I choose how much power I give it. Don't let fleeting emotions make permanent damage. Here's why this lesson is essential. When anger drives your actions, you lose control. You say things you don't mean, do things you regret, and push away the people who matter. But when you master your anger, you master yourself. The Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't deny anger, they acknowledged it, and then decided how to act. That's what makes this practice so powerful. It's not about suppressing your feelings, but about channeling them wisely. So, my friend, the next time anger starts to boil over, don't let it control you. Pause, breathe, and choose your response with intention. Remember, anger is just an emotion. It doesn't have to define you or dictate your actions. Let calm be your strength and wisdom your guide. You've already come so far on this journey. Let's keep going as we dive into the next sign and continue building the resilience of a true Stoic. You've got this. Let's move forward. Sign 6, holding on to grudges. Let's be honest, my Stoic friend, holding on to grudges feels heavy. It's like carrying a bag of rocks everywhere you go. Each memory of betrayal, every slight or insult adds another stone. And the worst part? Those rocks don't hurt the person you're mad at, they only weigh you down. Grudges make you feel justified, even powerful for a moment. But over time, they erode your peace, sap your energy, and keep you stuck in the past. Here's the truth you need to hear. Holding on to a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. The Stoics understood this, and they taught us a better way. Epictetus said, "He who is not angry at things, but delights in them, has a quiet mind and perfect serenity." That's Stoic wisdom in action. Letting go of grudges isn't about excusing bad behavior. It's about choosing your peace over your pain. The Stoics remind us that the past is beyond our control. The hurt has already happened. What's left is how you respond to it. Holding on to anger or resentment doesn't change the past. It only robs you of the present. When you let go, you're not saying, "What they did was okay." You're saying, "I refuse to let this control me anymore." Here's how you can start letting go of grudges and reclaim your peace. Acknowledge the pain. Be honest with yourself about what happened and how it made you feel. Ignoring the pain doesn't help. It just buries it deeper. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Every time you replay the hurt in your mind, ask, is this worth the peace it's stealing from me? The answer is almost always no. Reframe the experience. Instead of seeing the grudge as a wound, see it as a lesson. Ask yourself, what did this teach me about myself, my boundaries, or my values? Turning pain into wisdom helps you move forward. Focus on your growth. Grudges keep you stuck, but forgiveness sets you free. It's not about them, it's about you. Redirect your energy into becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Practice daily detachment. Each day, take a moment to remind yourself, this belongs in the past, not in my present. Use affirmations or journaling to reinforce your choice to let go. Here's the thing, grudges don't just weigh you down, they shape how you see the world. They make you more cynical, less trusting, and slower to connect with others. When you let them go, you lighten your load, open your heart, and create space for peace and growth. Marcus Aurelius knew this well. He wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed." Forgiveness isn't about letting others off the hook. It's about taking yourself off the hook of anger and resentment. So my friend, it's time to drop the bag of rocks. Stop letting old pain define your present or dictate your future. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Let go, move forward, and feel the weight lift off your shoulders. You've got this. Now let's move on to the final sign and bring everything together. You're almost there. Stay with me. Sign 7. Struggling to find peace amidst chaos. Let's get real, my stoic friend. Life is chaos. The never-ending deadlines, the noisy world around us, the unpredictable twists and turns. It's enough to make anyone feel like they're drowning. And when peace feels out of reach, it's tempting to give in, to let the chaos consume you, and to just keep treading water. But here's the truth. Peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. When you struggle to find peace, it's often because you're looking for it in the wrong places, outside of yourself. You expect the world to calm down, for people to behave, for circumstances to magically align. But Stoicism teaches us a powerful lesson. Peace isn't the absence of chaos, it's mastering yourself within it. Marcus Aurelius, the ultimate Stoic ruler in a chaotic world, wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." It's a stark reminder that life is short, unpredictable, and uncontrollable. But instead of fearing that reality, Stoics embrace it. Peace isn't about eliminating chaos, it's about anchoring yourself in the present moment. When you stop worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, you realize that the present is all you truly have. And in that present moment, you can choose calm, focus, and clarity, even when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. Here's how you can stop struggling and start creating peace for yourself. Ground yourself in the present. When chaos feels overwhelming, focus on what's happening right now. Use grounding techniques like deep breathing, noticing your surroundings, or repeating a calming mantra like, "I am here. I am safe." Limit the noise. Turn off notifications. Step away from social media or take a moment of silence. Chaos thrives on distractions, so reclaim control by eliminating unnecessary noise. Focus on one thing at a time. Multitasking adds to the chaos. Instead, prioritize tasks and tackle them one by one. Ask yourself, what's the most important thing I can do right now, and focus fully on that. Accept what you can't change. The Stoic dichotomy of control reminds us, some things are outside our control. Let go of the impossible task of changing others or fixing every situation. Instead, focus on what you can influence, your actions, your thoughts, your mindset. Practice gratitude daily. Chaos can blind you to the good in your life. Take a moment each day to list 3 things you're grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, creating a sense of balance. Finding peace amidst chaos isn't just a nice idea, it's a survival skill. Without it, you're at the mercy of every disruption, every stressful moment, every unpredictable event. But when you cultivate inner peace, you become unshakable. You stop reacting to the world and start responding to it with clarity and strength. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Peace is always within your reach, it's just waiting for you to choose it. So my friend, stop searching for peace in the chaos outside of you. Instead, build it within yourself. Take a breath, let go of what you can't control, and embrace the present moment. Life will always be messy, but your mind doesn't have to be. Congratulations, you've made it through all 7 signs. Now you have the tools and the wisdom to take back control and live with the clarity, strength, and peace of a true Stoic. You're doing amazing. Let's wrap it all up and reflect on this journey together. My Stoic friend, here we are. The end of this journey through the 7 signs you're losing control of your emotions and the timeless lessons from Stoicism. If you've made it this far, let me first say this. Thank you. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your commitment to growth. It's not easy to face yourself, to admit where things might be falling apart, and to take steps to rebuild. But you've done it, and that's something to be proud of. Now let's be real. Life isn't going to stop throwing curveballs at you. Emotions will still rise, criticism will still sting, and chaos will still swirl around you. But the difference is, now you have the tools. You know how to pause when impulses flare up, how to let go of grudges, how to quiet overthinking, and how to find peace, even when the world feels like it's on fire. Stoicism isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about becoming masterful with your emotions. It's about owning your responses and living with the kind of calm, quiet confidence that can weather any storm. Here's what I'd like you to do now. Reflect on these lessons and choose one to start applying today. Don't wait. Action is where change happens. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Which sign hit you the hardest? Which Stoic lesson resonated the most? Your story, your insights, and your breakthroughs matter. I'll be reading every comment and responding because we're on this journey together. Thank you for sticking with me until the very end. Your dedication means everything. You're not just someone scrolling through content. You're someone committed to creating a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. And that's powerful. If this video brought you value, don't forget to hit subscribe and join our Stoic community. Together, we'll keep learning, growing, and mastering the art of living well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Until next time, stay calm, stay strong, and keep rising, my Stoic friend. The world needs your strength. Let's go forward together.